Always do it on my own, so I gotta get through it. And
today we are going to talk about Tar TarSource Machine. So let's start. Nmap SC for default script, SV enumerate version, and the IP of the box. So let's have a look at Nmap scan. And as we see, we have opened the port 80, that it is the TCP. So it is a web server running. It is an Apache HTTP Ubuntu 2.4.18. So as we see, we have some services running here, some web service running. We have this service, we have Monstra, easy file uploader, PHPMyAdmin, development. If we have a look at this web service at PHPMyAdmin and also at Monstra, we can say that immediately that there are some exploits for these services. If you try to have a look on all these web services, we are not able to find anything or any vulnerability, so we can get the access of the website. Anyway, let's just check one by one all the web services. These pages say that it is not found, so let's go to other. Only a Monstra web service which will show us the home. And while we are going to try every web services, all of them will say not found. Also file uploader, development, also PHPMyAdmin will say not found. Okay, as we want to find some more information, we are going to perform a burp into this web service directory and see if we can find any further information that wasn't in robots.txt. So we are going to run a burp into the web service directory, and we are going also to write this information in a file, and let's name the file directory list 2.5 medium.txt. So as we wait for the burp to make the job, let's go at the home page of Monstra, and I already have an access. If you go at the login at the source code, it is the username, it is admin, and password it is also admin. And let's have a look here. Let's have a look at profile, at system, at extents. So we have some plugins here, we can install some new things, and we have some vulnerability here to upload. So let me try to upload a plugin here. So just select the plugin and upload, and let's see. We have to wait until the end the process, and let's have a look also with command search exploit Monstra, so we can find the exploits that are already on this website. And we have several web exploits that we can do, such as login, SQL injection, HTML vulnerabilities, CSS, and etc. But about the shellcode, it is saying that it is no result. We are going to see the arbitrary file upload, and just copy this path here and paste into terminal. Let's have a look inside this file, what it is. At this version of Monstra, the users are allowed to upload arbitrary files that can lead to a remote control execution, and then the access of server. It is giving also some steps. The first, it is to log in with a valid credential, and I have already done. It was admin, and now it is telling to select file option from the drop menu of content. So let's go there, and then we have to upload a file with a PHP extensions that contains the below code. So just create a PHP file, and you have here the code to get the remote control of the server. I have named my file as wpload.php. So let's upload this file. And now if you go at the dir process, we see that the directory vp, it has the status 301. Just let's look what does this mean. Go at the directory vp, and it is saying error 404, article not found. But we have a very important information, that it is saying that it is powered by WordPress. So this means that we can perform a WPScan and enumerate the directories. So we can find some other information about vulnerabilities on plugins or theme. So just have a look at command wpscan URL, enter the URL and enumerate. Let's insert also the directory where we want to check, and it will give us a list with the plugins and vulnerabilities found. It is saying that it found 3 plugins. The yellow one are for outdated plugins, but we are interested for the red ones. So we have this Gwolle Westbox cross-site scripting CSS. But it is a red one, and we are going to use this vulnerability to get the access of the WordPress website. So let's perform again the search exploit Gwolle to find the exploits, to find the path for this exploit, and it is giving us this path. Just read the information that it is on this file. It is saying that we can upload files at this path. A remote attacker can include a file name wpload.php. That was what I have done. And then we just go at this path. So let's make a directory. And then change to directory temp. As we list it is empty. You just have to change some things. Change the IP and the directory to the web services. And so let's try. Let me firstly open the port 80. So we can listen at port 80. And now let me locate the PHP reverse. Oh, it is this with line PHP reverse, and it is listening some PHP reverse shell.php. You can also download this file on GitHub, and if you have a look at IP and at the port number, it is comment and saying that we should change this. So we have to type the IP of our machine and a port. Also we need to open the port 1234 as we change it on the PHP reverse shell, so we can get the connection in our computer and remote control all the server. After that, if we type some commands, we are able to see that now we have the access on some directories. We have a LinEnum.sh, and we can find some other things, but let's run this executable file. Also some information about etc password. Now let's create the connection. We have to type msv venom and the command for php reverse tcp. At localhost type the IP, and at port type the number of port. The port should be listening, and also a file .php, and with this command we can generate a reverse PHP file, and this file we have to upload at the website, at WordPress website. Now let's start the Metasploit framework console. Let's wait until it's ready. Let's go back and check for the distribution that it is on the machine. We should find that this distribution, it is Ubuntu, and it is Ubuntu 16.04 Xenial, while the kernel, it is Linux Tar TarSource 4.15. Let's have a look at the users that have previously logged into the system, and we have root that has all the privileges, and we have also a user with a name Onuma. Let's continue for some other information. We can find below that the root can, as I said, it has lots of all privileges and without a password. It is also possible to sudo pvnagel, so we can go at the bin/tar without a password. So for this case, just we are going to use the advanced privilege escalation. So let's go at this page. As we see, it has lots of commands, but we are interested on tar command. So in tar command, we just copy this command, and let's go at terminal to paste that. I have already pasted in a file, file with name notes. So let's have a look at this file. So let's have a look at this command. We are gonna sudo tar, and we need it here for a text file that it can be empty, and then we say checkpoint equals to 1 and then execute. So let's go to a directory that we know that we can write. So after the command it is executed, we see some directories of the server. Now we are going to create a PHP shell. Let's go with Metasploit and set payload PHP reverse TCP. Let's set the IP address, the localhost, and also the port. Let's have a look at show options, and it is okay, so just run the exploit and it will start with the reverse TCP handler on the IP and the exact port. Now just let's go and at the directory, and what we have to do, it is to upload the PHP reverse shell that we created with Metasploit. Let's go a directory and let's upload this file, the php reverse shell.php. Now let's go at our browser and try to open the PHP reverse shell from here, and this will create a session to start at the Metasploit framework. Just let's have a look, and it will say that the session it started. Start an interaction with 1. So if you type OMI and other commands, we see that it works. We can type help for the help command, and we can see other options like upload or download everything. We just type pvd, so we can see the current directory that we have. Just like change the directory. Let's go back until we see some files, until we see our wp config file, and now we can see all the files that are very important for website. We are able to download files and execute any other commands here in directory. One of the most important files, it is wp-config.php. There are stored many things like MySQL database username and password, also host name, the username and also the password. So it is very important. Just we have a preview here with username and also the passwords. Now that we know the username and also the password of database, let's try to log in to our database. Let's type the command mysql and also the username and also the password of database. We are going to prove sometimes, but we are going to see that we are not able to connect with database. So in this case we have to try to find other important information. We have to try to enumerate other directories so we can find useful information and use this information. Or we can try to log in remotely with a database on Workbench or something else. But with no doubt we need for other information. Just as we have proved and we found this information, you can find at your own all the necessary information for this server.